Hi, Guy Longshore Consulting Group. I hope you're well. I was thinking of not posting today, and Madeline said, "Oh, look, if you're not up for it, it's not going to come out right." And I thought, well, maybe that's a really good reason that I ought to. Maybe for some people watching my clips, you think, "Oh, he seems so cheerful and happy and positive all the time." Well, that's not true. I'm not happy and positive all the time, but resilience for me is about aiming to be more happy and positive more of the time and less impacted when things don't go your way. Feels a bit as if things haven't gone our way the last 24 hours or so. We're having lots of struggles with our 7-year-old who's tantruming, refusing to go to sleep, making us really, really tired. And obviously that makes it more difficult to get stuff done when you're trying to juggle the kids and the work and the trying to do a bit of schooling. I know it's Easter holidays, but for us we were trying to catch up a bit on what we hadn't done. Anyway, I wanted to share a resilience model that I came up with for a client, and it has 5 elements, and I wanted to talk to you about the first element of that briefly today. But also, as I say, just to share that, what happened to me, I was thinking, I don't think I'll do it, and then I thought, well, I'm getting good feedback for this. Some people are really appreciating and enjoying it. It's not about me. And then I realised what made me feel better was partly thinking about that, so it's thinking about contribution rather than, oh, poor me. It's, hang on, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be helping if I'm going to just not do it because I'm having a bad day? Contribution is one of the elements of my resilience model. And also energy management is one of them, and I felt better when I just did a little bit of movement. I'm a big fan of Qigong, so I just started to do what's called cloudy hands, which is where you shift your weight from one side to the other in your grounded stance, keeping your energy up towards your heart, and I felt a bit better. So it reminded me that I ought to talk about the stuff that I talk about day in, day out in workshops that help lots of people. I'm not saying this will definitely help you, but the way I normally describe it is we'll cover lots of things. Some of it's going to be helpful and useful for you personally. Take the bit that's most helpful. So the resilience model that I've used, this was for a big client where I ran a half-a-day workshop, covered half of it, and then about 3 to 4 weeks later ran a second half. And the model is called ReSPECT. ReSPECT seemed like a very useful word for that client, and it seems very relevant now when you think that some of us would even feel a bit guilty for feeling cheerful and happy when you look at how awful some people's lives are currently, the families of people who are dying, the people working in NHS, etc. It could seem disrespectful almost to be happy and positive. However, another way to look at that is the happier I am, the more energy I have, the more I'm able to keep the right perspective for this, the more likely it is I can be here present for the people who depend upon me. So I don't need to postpone my happiness until it feels more appropriate. That's a way that I would look at this. So just to take you through the ReSPECT model, it's ReSPECT. You might have heard a song that sounds a bit like that to help you remember. It goes ReSPECT. Anyway, so RE is for responsibility. This is about taking personal responsibility for your own well-being, for your own mindset, for your own outlook, etc. All of these 5 elements support one another. And it's something which we can all remind ourselves, particularly when we're feeling, oh, poor me, oh, I didn't sleep very well, oh, why is my 7-year-old being so difficult, oh. We all do it, we all blame, we all feel ashamed, or we all complain. One simple model I share to do with responsibility is thinking of a continuum with responsibility at one end and blame at the other end. So what we can do is notice when we are blaming, notice when we are complaining, and give ourselves a break. Say, yeah, that's normal. Everyone does that. We all feel a bit better probably if we get stuff off our chest, but if we keep going that way, we end up disempowered and unable to help ourselves or anyone else. So the idea is to catch yourself when you're moaning or when you're blaming, and know where this ends if you keep going. To say, hold on, I'm going to reverse out, I'm going to head in the opposite direction of the continuum towards responsibility. something may have happened that's awful, that's not fair, that's not right, that's not your fault, and you can easily bang on about and blame people about it, but at the end of the day, where are we? I'm not responsible for that thing. Well, what can I be responsible for? What can I take responsibility for? So when I was thinking, oh, I don't think I'll do a video, and then I felt a bit better, I thought, well, I can take responsibility for sharing some of the stuff I know that's useful and helpful. And that also makes me feel better because we have that sense of agency. I'm focusing on what I can do something about rather than getting stuck with the stuff that I can't. So responsibility is the RE, the S is for self-awareness and self-kindness, the P is for perspective, the E is for energy management, and the CT is for contribution, because the first four are all about me, really, and the last one is all about not about me, it's all about, hang on a minute, what's my role here, what role can I play, what can I do, how can I help? And I know that that's what many of you are focusing on much of the time. So I will come back, next instalment will be about self-awareness and how important that is for this resilience model. I hope you found this useful today, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers for now.